All right, what's going on, guys? So it's 9:40. It's a Friday. Tomorrow I got a drift event at Thompson Motor Speedway, Lock City Drift. So today what I'm gonna be doing is just like some pre-checks on the car to make sure it's gonna pass tech. And we'll get it loaded up on the trailer, check coolant levels, check oil levels, pretty much everything you wanna do before you have a track day. Make sure you don't have any problem. Probably gonna start off the day, we're gonna go grab a coffee, and then we'll get started on this. I actually just installed some new front tires on it the other day. These are Federal 595s. They're like a semi-slick. They look pretty good. Just driving on the street feels like it has more grip, but won't really know until I bring it to the track. Unfortunately, I did have a little mishap a couple days ago. So I've been driving the car every day since the last event. And of course, I'm like wondering why my floor mat's all soaked. I look up there and the master cylinder is just leaking. So I already banged that out. I replaced it about 2 days ago. I've driven it a couple times, it's good to go. Yeah, so I'm gonna go grab coffee when I get back. I'll get this thing jacked up. We'll check the oil, check the fluid levels. I'll check the front end, make sure there's no play in it. Gotta double check the battery tie down, make sure the fire extinguisher mount is good. And then I think we should be ready to get this thing loaded up on the trailer. All right, now we're good to start the day. I'll get the E36 moved over here. I'll give you guys a little canned cold start sound. It's got a Brian Tooley Racing DTR Stage 2 cam. Car's honestly been running really well. Haven't had any problems with it. I had Turbo Mike tune it out of Charlton, Mass, and honestly, the thing's just an absolute ripper. Put down 332 to the wheels, which isn't that crazy, but honestly, for how much this car weighs and the amount of torque it has, I mean, this thing honestly just pulls. You go first, second, you just full throttle it, it'll just blow the tires off, which is pretty cool. Let me get this thing jacked up. We'll start off by checking the front end. Then honestly what I'll do is I'll jack up the rear end, I'll check the rear. So usually I don't do that, but the last event I did, I actually had a bad wheel bearing and the rear wheel looked like it was ready to fall off, so I'll check that. It's actually pretty tight. And the last one. Oh, of course, the last one, right? Last one. There's a little bit of play back here. Honestly, it's probably these junk AutoZone wheel bearings going bad again. This is now my second wheel bearing. Honestly, the thing probably only has like 100 miles on it, and it's already got fucking play in it. All the wheels are tight. Now I'll get the hood popped. We'll check the coolant level and oil levels to make sure that's good. I'll check power steering too, because like I said, that pump's been whining since I put it in. Yeah, we're a little bit low, but it's definitely not gonna fix it. So the oil, I usually like to have about a quart over full, just because when you're drifting, you're sloshing all the oil around. So you guys probably won't be able to see that. I'm about in between. Usually from the bottom dot to the top dot, it's about a quart, and I'm about halfway, so I'll add half a quart to get it up, and then I'll add another quart on top, so about a quart and a half. Check coolant. Yep, coolant level's good, doesn't need any. It's got a little small amount inside the overflow. I'll just add a little bit to it just in case it needs it. This thing's probably gonna be running pretty hot, so this is honestly some 530 that I got for free. It's brand new, so it'll do the job. All right, well, that's probably about good. I'll let it settle, and then I'll pull the dipstick, check it again. And I'll add a little bit of power steering fluid. In case you guys don't know, if you ever run out of power steering fluid, automatic transmission fluid is virtually the same thing. A lot of people say if you do run automatic transmission fluid, you should drain out all the regular power steering fluid, but it's all the same. The pump will run off both. Doesn't matter. So yeah, oh shit, I got some. Oh wow, there's almost nothing left in it. Fucking SuperTech, sponsored by SuperTech, Walmart. So the fluid levels are all good now. One other thing I forgot to say that you should check is check your brake fluid as well. Sometimes, like this car for example, the clutch actually runs off the brake fluid reservoir as well. So coolant's good, power steering's good, oil's good, brake fluid's good. Come back here, or at least the past tech, gotta make sure your battery's tied down. I always check because I've had this battery out a couple times. That's good to go. Some other things they check, make sure your seats are tight. Fire extinguisher, that's the best it's gonna get. If I tighten that up too much, it'll suck my whole carpet in. So that's tight enough. Driver's seat's good too. And honestly, I mean, this car's pretty solid. It's good to go. So now I'd say we're good to get this thing loaded up on the trailer. Another thing I want to emphasize is whenever you have these track days, it's always good to bring extra tools. I was driving this car freaking 2 months, almost every day, 0 issues. The last event I did, the car was getting pretty hot, blew the heater core lines right off of the freaking heater core, coolant everywhere. So luckily I had coolant, I had tools. I had to take this hose. So these hoses from the water pump were actually hooked up to the heater core. I just looped them. And luckily, because I brought extra tools and some extra things, I was able to fix it. Also, another thing that happened that event too is the relay went bad. You see this is a new relay. Something happened internally. It looked kind of melted. It actually wasn't allowing my fuel pump to turn on. So I shut the car off and it wouldn't restart. I lost like 2 extra hours of the day. I couldn't drift anymore. And that porked me. So definitely always bring extra tools. If you have hoses, clamps, zip ties are good. Pretty much anything, sockets, screwdrivers, pliers, channel locks, vice grips, whatever you got, you might as well bring it because you honestly never know. Something like this car's super reliable to me. Doesn't give me any issues until, of course, bring it up to an event. You're beating the crap out of it all day. And of course, that's when it breaks, so. Perfect. Well, let's see. Pretty much spot on every time using that camera. Look at that, fucking perfect. I got these boards, my brother actually made them. They go underneath the tail of the trailer ramp, which brings that up higher to make it more of a shallow decline. Yeah, let's see, hopefully that works. Keys in the truck. So the car's all strapped down, ready to go. And one more thing I want to add is don't forget to always bring an extra set of tires. Whether you're going to a drift event, autocross, whatever you're doing, you never know. Even if you start your day off on brand new tires, I've seen tires delaminate and completely shred themselves. Sometimes the tread will rip right off, which is what they call delaminating. So always make sure you have a spare set of tires. If you don't have a tire machine and you have a spare set of wheels, bring them to a local tire shop. Have them put those tires on so they're ready to go. The last thing you want to be doing is messing around with the tire machine at the track, if they even have one. The track I go to has a tire machine, but honestly, it's awful to use and everyone's always trying to use it. So make sure you're prepared. If you're going to a drift event, always bring extra tires. Same with autocross. So I actually was going to put all tomorrow's footage of actually drifting in this video, but unfortunately it's going to be way too long. And if you guys want to see that, you can just wait for the next upload. I'm going to be filming all day tomorrow when we're drifting, so I'll make a video of that. So if you guys like this video, drop it down in the comment section below. Leave me a like, let me know what you think, and appreciate it. Thanks for watching.